What is going on, everyone? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because it is good to feel good. Now, I thought I'd talk about, a slightly different topic today. Like, it kind of feels like it's a confessional video, but in the same way, I feel like it's not. And, like with things in which you confess, it's like when you're in church and you're confessing your sins. This is me confessing, this little problem I have, and that problem is sleep. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good old bit of sleep. Like, I would kill for a long ass sleep, but I've noticed this, pattern, or trend, and it's not a trend, is it? I've noticed this pattern in the past couple of years where I can't seem to get a good sleep. Like, as I say, I would kill for a long sleep, but I can't get a long sleep. So I thought, I'd talk about some sleeping problems I have, and I know not really my average video, but hey, let's talk about sleeping. So I guess growing up through the years, my sleeping pattern has varied over the years. I remember when I was young, I'd always, be asleep at a certain time and be awake at a certain time, and I feel like over the years, my average hours of sleeping, I feel like it's slowly decreasing. And obviously, if it gets to a point where I just can't sleep, and of course I'll become an insomniac. But yeah, I just feel like maybe one day I just get no sleep whatsoever. That has happened before, where I've done, say, an all-nighter, and I don't get any sleep till about, say, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or something, which again is not the best idea to do if you want to do an all-nighter. So I think one of the things that I've noticed is this sleeping pattern that I have is it kind of comes from my school days, or even as well extending into college. So the usual time I'll wake up in the morning is around 7 o'clock, and obviously I finish school around 3 o'clock or something like that. Even if I'm completely exhausted by the time I get in from school, I may take a little power nap or something, and then refresh myself for in the evening. And another thing that comes into mind is my job. So where I work, sometimes I will work first thing in the morning, so I would wake myself up at 6 o'clock, and then I would go to work for about 6:30 or 6:45, and I'll be there for a good, say, 7 hours or something. And then when I come in from work, it's usually, I find myself in this case where I do something for a good half an hour, keep my mind active, and then I'll just, fall asleep. Sometimes I'll sleep for a good 2 to 4 hours or something like that, and I'm gonna be completely honest here, I think I sleep a lot better when I come in from work compared to, say, the night before. I think that's one thing I like where I work, is where if I work in the morning, then and finish sometime in the afternoon, then I've got the rest of the day to myself, and I can just relax or do whatever I want, really. So yeah, so sleep is lovely sleep in the day, and then sometimes I might wake up around, say, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and then my mind's all refreshed or something like that. Even if I still feel a little bit tired, at least my mind's still refreshed. So going on about a long ass sleep, as much as I would like, and another thing I've noticed is this trend also carries on to when, say, I'm abroad. I remember in Los Angeles last year, I know jet lag comes into the equation as well, but I remember when I was in Los Angeles, I remember one night, I think it was my first night when I was there, I went to sleep around 9 o'clock, woke up 12 o'clock because jet lag, and obviously, my body clock was still here, essentially. But another thing I noticed is I just couldn't properly get to sleep. My mind was still a bit focused, and I just still wanted to do things. I think that's one problem I've noticed, I think maybe in the past few years as well, is my mind's just still focused, especially around, say, 1 o'clock or something like that. That's not the best thing, but I feel like, there's still things I'd like to do before I eventually drift off into a nice deep sleep, even if it's not a deep sleep, or if it's a few hours sleep. But yeah, I like doing things to keep my mind active before I drift off. And And I remember that night as well, I would end up waking up around, I think it was 4 o'clock or something like that. I remember it so well because I just remember it's 4 in the morning and you know the sun's going to be rising in a few hours time, and just all I could listen to was Man Don't Care by JME. Like one thing that was just keeping me going was listening to a good old bit of JME. I like a good old bit of JME, and and then obviously it was sunrise, so I was like, no point in going back to sleep now, but you know, to keep my mind still, you know, a bit occupied, I decided, you know what, go out for a jog, keep my mind active, and then eventually got back to my hotel, had a little power nap, went out, did registering, and well, if you've not seen that vlog, then I'll link that vlog in the description. But yeah, so just, I feel like if I do have a few hours sleep, then if I do wake up all of a sudden, then, you know, keep my mind active a little bit, drift off back to sleep. And I'm gonna be completely honest, the last time I had like a good long sleep was when I came back from Los Angeles last year. I had 12 hours sleep. Not only because I was jet lagged, but because I think my body just needed it really. So I went to sleep around 3 in the morning, yeah. And then I woke up at 3 in the afternoon and I was like, bloody hell, I've been asleep for so bloody long. Like, before that I couldn't even remember the last time I had 12 hours sleep, but yeah. And I can even remember the following day, like, when, funny enough, that was my first day back at work since come back from LA, and I remember just doing that shift, and then like, I was up like the whole like night basically, because just I couldn't sleep like properly. And then I found myself going back into that cycle where, you know, I have a crap sleeping pattern. I don't know what it is. Maybe I've been thinking about this. Maybe I'm nocturnal. That's like my general theory. Maybe I'm just nocturnal. Maybe I'm like, do you know what? I'm not going to sleep during the day, but I'm a lot more active at night. That is probably where we're getting at. We're probably thinking, yep, he's a nocturnal. I'm probably an owl. That might be my spirit animal, even though technically it's not. It's a panda, but you know, I could just be an owl. You know, delivering mail. Wait, that's in the whistling world. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, this is just like all thoughts in my head. Like I'm thinking, what is this? But yeah, sleep is lovely. Do you know what? What even is the time? I don't even know. It's just gone 11 o'clock and I've got work in the morning, so I'm thinking right now, maybe I should just go to sleep. Maybe, do you know what? You should just join me in me going to sleep, because that would be lovely, and this will be a lovely little way to end off the video. So yeah, I think in my right mind, bloody hell, that's dark. I think in my right mind, it's best you join me in getting some sleep. There we go, here's me in my nice lovely bed, and yeah, literally I don't know what I was doing with this video. Just I wanted to talk about sleep and I was just going on so many different topics, but yeah, this is basically my favourite place to be. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go get some sleep. Anyway, thank you for watching this random odd video of me just talking about like my weird sleeping pattern and just other things like I don't even know anymore. But yeah, sleepy time is now. Thank you very much for watching, and like, comment, subscribe and share the love. See ya! Right, little insert here, fun fact, after recording this video, the day after, I ended up oversleeping and I was late for work, so yeah. You know, this is on the topic of me talking about sleep and maybe talking about how I shouldn't really sleep in the afternoon. So maybe not. I don't know. Do I sleep? Do I not sleep in the afternoon? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya.